Beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean foot. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what that's from.
It's from the was it the Bush's baked bean commercials where the dog's trying to give away the secret recipe?
You guys are
Oh.
live, and today's pivot is a little over 3 minutes.
Oh, that's better than 7.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see my post on the which shock shaft pliers I should get?
No.
Oh my god. So yeah, I will probably never be sponsored by Hootie anyways, but so we have a pair of shock shaft pliers from Hootie or Huddy, whatever.
Yeah.
They're $78. Because I was cleaning up the tools and I looked down. I'm like, what the blank? I'm like, $78 for shock shaft pliers. And then I looked over and I saw our Hobbytown ones were 24, and they used to be even cheaper. But even like the TLR, the original TLR ones are like, they were like $19.99. The Techno ones I thought were the most expensive at $34.99. Nope.
Yeah.
It's Huddy, $78.
I still have the I have the old Associated ones, the blue ones.
Yeah.
They're floating around here somewhere. And then I've just been using the ProTech ones for a long time.
Well,
and I'm sure on my next order I'll get the new factory team ones.
Emerson lost my ProTech shock shaft pliers.
How do you lose those?
I don't know, but they're nowhere to be found. So I needed a new pair, and I was kind of gave me an excuse to get the Hobbytown ones because the Hobbytown ones are nice. They've got all these different holes in them, and you can do the punch, and you can, I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. I just thought that was funny, so I put those two up there in contrast.
Yeah.
And I was like, which ones should I buy? And then Gretchen commented, and she's like, I think you should buy the Huddy ones because they have a pretty color scheme on them.
Really?
And I'm like, babe, like the joke went right over her head.
They're $78.
That's what I said. I was like, you just told me to buy the $78 shock shaft pliers instead of the $24 ones.
That's funny.
It's pretty funny. Yeah. So anyways, before we get into it, what's going on with you?
Not a whole lot. I rode around the Trail 70 quite a bit on Saturday.
Yeah.
Ran some miles up on it.
That's pretty cool. I just passed 1,100 on mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. It was pretty nice. I spent all day tuning it. So that's cool.
It's loud.
Mine?
Isn't it? Like a
Yeah.
Like a pop 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 pop.
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Somebody went down the street the other day and it was very loud, and it turned out to be a scooter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Some dude, I don't even know who he was, but one of my neighbors, he was happy as a lark.
Huh.
Or clam.
He had a scooter?
Yeah, you know, like mine's a scooter, but it looks like a motorcycle.
Like my Zuma?
Yeah, but it was smaller and noisier and
louder than my Zuma?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it wasn't fast.
Oh.
So I don't know what it was, but it had that typical scooter look to it. But it wasn't a Zuma. It was something else.
Probably just a China
Could have
bike.
been a China. Yeah, China bike.
China brand bike. And
China bike.
I did that. What else did I do? That's about it. I put off yard work until just now. Seemed like I had more to add. Oh, my mailman offered to buy it from me, but I don't know how much he was willing to spend. Said when I'm ready to put a note in the mailbox. So I don't know if money's no object or
You're
what.
already getting offers.
Yeah, I literally I wrote it up the street one time and back down, and the mailman tried to buy it from me.
That's how you know you did good.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Renault just dropped a $5 Canadian super chat for us.
Yes, $40.
Did Will do a catwalk with that 70?
What's a catwalk?
I don't know. What is a catwalk?
You have to comment.
Yeah, comment, elaborate. Jason Haley says he'll buy it too.
Really?
Yeah.
What's Jason offering?
I don't know. Corey Tannehill says postal workers make a good paycheck. I thought about applying to become a postal worker a couple of years ago.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Huh. Neat.
Could you imagine me as a postal worker instead of a RC car race director?
You'd put a new definition on going postal, I'm sure. Or you changed the definition.
Son of a bitch! Shovel your damn walk! Damn it!
Yeah.
I wouldn't just leave one of those little notes in there.
Yeah.
I'd go marching up there. Actually, my cousin Mike is a postal postman, a mailman.
Postman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was cool. What else? I don't know.
Oh, a catwalk. Ride a wheelie. Did you wheelie it?
Oh. No. No.
You know, every time that I'm at a stoplight and there's some like 20-year-old kid in a Honda Civic that pulls up next to me or is across the way or something, they always scream out, "Do wheelie, do wheelie." Mm-hmm. And I get it. My bike looks like a Grom, but I'm 250 pounds on a 110. No, I'm not going to do a wheelie. Sorry.
Yeah. I have no desire to do wheelies on that thing. I don't want to like dump it and destroy
I don't want to do
it.
wheelies, period.
Yeah. My wheeling days are over.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
Dude, let me tell you, from Northwest Radial Highway, which is why I didn't take you this way when we rode bikes, but Northwest Radial Highway from about 78th Street all the way to, say, 60th, you might as well be doing wheelies like the whole time because the street's like buckled from the heat, so you get these massive spiky
jumps,
basically.
Undulations.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Andy Barrett's on here. Andy, what's going on with you? Comment. When do you think you're going to be out? I think you're still in the hospital, I guess. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Is that illegal? Are you not supposed to talk about medical conditions of people? Is that HIPAA?
Well, we're not doctors, believe it or not.
That's true.
we should have an attention. The guys at the
are not doctors.
Podcasts are not doctors. I only play one on TV. Be sure to comment and give us money.
Oh,
you're
really on this now. I was going to bring it up, but I wasn't sure if you were going to bring it up. So here's the deal. There's how many people have we got watching? There's 16 people watching, but there'll be people later. Obviously, if it's not the live show, you can't really do anything about it. But this is your last chance before next Saturday, because we're not having a show on Monday because it's the first Monday of the month. So this is your last chance. Will and I have a little bet going, and it's all going to be super chat money. Okay, that whoever finishes higher at the last Summer Series race gets the super chat pot starting from last week. So I think right now there's like $6 in there. $6. So
and when you comment your guess.
Yeah,
too.
comment your guess on who's going to win.
And no comments on who you think's going to have the most fun or anything like that.
This is super serious.
Cold hard winner.
Yeah. You'll probably actually, right? I would say if I was a betting man, I would say that you probably have the advantage because you've been racing mod with everybody all year, and I've only been racing 40 plus. So I'm jumping into your class.
I don't know about all that. I don't know. You got all the guys
good.
And
my car is pretty good though.
Oh, my car's fine.
I know your car's pretty awesome, but my car's pretty
you got all the guys to kind of dip, dive, Dutch, and dodge like the whole race in 40 plus. You know, avoiding the big one in NASCAR terms.
Yeah, I will say this year's been a lot better than last year. Last year there was such a disparity in driving ability. No, I'm not trying to dip on anybody, but last year there was like maybe 10 of us. This year there's been 2 heats, so it's kind of worked itself out. I think the mains have been a lot better, just racing wise. Period.
There is a pretty big difference in skill set range, though, in 40 plus. But that's true with any class.
That's true. Boy, Boy, I got a lot on my mind to talk about on this show today. We'll get to the rest of the comments at the end of the show, unless you give us a super chat, we'll interrupt it. But there's a couple things I want to talk about. We better start the show. We haven't started the show yet officially.
Oh yeah, we have to start it.
Hey, this is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown Hobbyplex.
Oh, and I'm Will Brinton.
I skipped a bunch of my stuff.
With Alex as always, Will Brinton.
Yeah, with Alex as always, Will Brinton. And manager, race director, Will is like a racer, team associated, sponsor driver, previous Hobbytown corporate worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And C-team worker at the Lincoln store sometimes.
Yeah.
Like when 3 or 4 people can't come in, then they call me.
Yeah. Hey, Will, can you come in and help us out?
Mm-hmm.
But we're here to we usually just talk about the Hobbyplex stuff, but there's a lot going on in the next couple weeks that I think is worth bringing up. This show is always brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show to Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad, and you can get $500 off, like a credit towards what do they use that for? Like the closing costs and stuff, or 0.125 off your interest rate, your choice.
Yeah, you can use that on all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I think we used ours for like the home inspection and all that when we got a refinance. Pretty sure that's what that was.
Wow, what a deal.
Yeah, it was all right. A lot going on. A couple things I want to bring up. Gil Losi Sr. passing away. Pretty crazy how that him and Ernie so close together passing away is kind of crazy.
Man, not to be a downer, but man, it would suck if Bob died this year too.
Yeah, Bob was a pretty active, fit dude.
Yeah,
for his age, also, even back when we last saw him, I think 2016 or 17.
Yeah, I saw him in 19.
Yeah, was that at the Reedy race?
Reedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the 8 Scale Worlds coming up, and I think they're all gearing up, getting ready to go travel to that, and then the Hoosier race, the INS race, has so many entries that they've ditched seating. They're going to run a qualifier Friday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like 400 and something entries. And I looked at the mod list today. Dude, it is crazy. It's got, I mean, everybody's going to be there. Tespin, Mayfield, Cav, Dustin, Cole, Aiden, Dakota, Brock, all the big dogs. Spencer, they've been signed up for a while. All the big dogs are going to be there for this one.
Wow.
It's going to be nuts, dude. Like, if I was racing Mod 2, Will, I'd be like, well, screw that.
Yeah.
C-main.
Yeah.
Shit, probably even D-main, honestly.
Yeah. Be a lot of heavy hitters at that one.
It's crazy. Last minute, I saw Tom was paid up. Alex is riding with us, Emerson and me. Yeah, boy, the mod classes just blew up. And then of course there's 60 something expert stock buggies and 13.5 wheelers.
Wow.
I mean it's probably the biggest 10 scale race that I can remember in a long time. So they kind of changed it up. It's going to be Friday practice from, I think I saw from noon to 8 or something like that. And then practice from 9 to 4. And then they're going to run a qualifier Friday night.
Are they going to have a Thursday practice?
Yeah. Thursday practice is from like noon to 8 or something like that. They posted the schedule, and I was planning on being there Thursday in the morning. So Emerson and I are leaving Wednesday. I told Alex that. I'm like, dude, if you're coming with us, we're leaving Wednesday because I do not want to miss out on any practice at all.
Yeah, that's you're going to be lucky with that many drivers there. Be lucky to get 2 runs in a day.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Like there'll be no time to like work on your stuff. You just be in line.
Yeah.
Not to be a downer or nothing,
I
but
know.
I mean, just be ready to jump in line, take notes, and work on your stuff
I
at the hotel or
I bet
something.
you though. I bet you the setup wise. I bet you we're not changing much
No.
because we're running Silver Slicks now when the traction is up. So I don't,
Yeah.
and my car comes in basically when it happens. You know.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Friday night, but like Friday, I was on treads all night.
Mhm.
But the last run of the night, I probably could have ran slicks.
Yeah.
And it would have been just fine.
Right.
So, okay, well, we talked about that already. So Gil Losi Sr., and he passed away sometime, I think this weekend. I don't really know the details. I just I saw the Team Losi, a couple of my friends that live out west on Facebook posted the Team Losi Racing logo, and I thought, oh no, I think, I kind of had a feeling, and then that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to talk about I met him 3 times, and I kind of just want to talk about that, and I wanted to just explain what the brand Team Losi meant to me growing up, I guess. That that started with Gary Keys and Junior, obviously, and those guys. So I don't know. Trying to think about how I'm going to say that. So the first time I met him was in 1996, Stock Nats in Fargo, North Dakota. And they were basically there as like support. They also had a master's class too, which I think he might have been racing in. But I know like Mark Pavitas was there as just driver support for Team Associated. Jack Johnson was there, not racing. He was just support for Team Losi. And, the story goes is that when I saw that event was in North Dakota, still kind of long, 7 hours away, but I was like, I'd gone to nationals, I'd gone to regionals in 95 for our Region 8 regionals. And that was really the first big race I ever participated in. And I wanted to participate in more. And so I saw that race was going to be in Fargo, North Dakota, and I hadn't gotten my driver's license yet, and I didn't own a car. My mom, obviously did. So part of the deal was I had to get really good grades. It was my junior year of high school, so I had to get really good grades, and I had to pass my driver's test, and that summer I'd be allowed to drive by myself to North Dakota to race at the Nats. And my dad was traveling, so he let me use his points. If you listen to the podcast with my father, it kind of explained how that went down and how I was able to travel mainly because of him. And but he got me a hotel, and I drove up there by myself with a Ford Festiva, dude.
Really?
1988 Ford Festiva 5-speed, no cruise control. Straight shot to Fargo, North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
And I did end up doing 100 miles an hour in that car. Which is, now I look back on it, that was extremely stupid. Because if I would have popped a tire or anything like that, woo boy, there wouldn't have there would have been much left. Not much left. But I had an LXT, and that was in 96. The double XT was already out, but because of just my circumstances in life, I couldn't afford to buy a new car, so I had my LXT. And I remember I was showing somebody the car, and I plopped it on the floor, and Senior walked by, and he stopped, and he just kind of looked down at that car. And I looked up, and it was Gil Losi Sr., and I was kind of starstruck to begin with because, this is the first national event I'd ever been to. So seeing Jack Johnson in person kind of blew my mind. These guys were celebrities to me,
Yeah.
And he looked down, and he kind of shook his head, and I'm like, I kind of laughed, and I was kind of like embarrassed almost. I had this car, and he just goes, "Hey, that truck works. Truck works really good. You're going to do all right this weekend." And I was like, oh my God. You know, like,
You're
oh
like,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah, yes, it does, sir.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh. And so then I had like these, I had these like romantic images of me like going out there and getting into the A main with an LXT when everybody's running double XTs, you know? And the crazy thing about that weekend was that it rained overnight on Friday after 2 days of qualifying. And my heat that I was in, the track was pretty much perfect. Like it wasn't too dry and it wasn't too wet. And with my LXT, I was qualifying in the A main with like a minute left to go. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. You know, I'm really doing it. And then the battery in my truck was a borrowed, like not a borrowed, it was a used battery. Again, circumstances I couldn't, it couldn't do. We didn't have lipos, right? We didn't have ultimate power for days. You had to be kind of careful with your batteries. If you're going to big races, it's a good idea to have new batteries because that's when they had the most power and the most punch and they lasted the longest. This was actually a battery that I'd gotten from Rob Connor used from the Exarban track. And the thing started to dump with like a minute left to go. And I was hitting this jump. There was a tabletop and then a turn. I think I've talked about this before. And I was landing it kind of sideways every time to make the corner. And because the power was going away in the truck, it didn't jump as far, and I was already set up for the corner, and I ran right into the pipe. And I went from like 7th in the A main, again, no bump ups. So I remember I was 7th at that time because Marshall Scari was actually announcing the race, and he was saying where I was at pace-wise. And I went from 7th in the main to 2nd in the D with one pop of the corner.
Really?
Yeah, it was a huge bummer. But that was the first time I ever met him. And then the second time I met him was at the 98 Stock Nats in Denver, Colorado. And again, kind of starstruck. Richard Trujillo was there. Matt Francis was there as support. There's all these guys that I kind of consider to be, you know, my heroes almost. And, or not almost, but they were my heroes, right? And I remember that was the first national event I went to where I actually was doing good. So out of 100 and something cars, I was in the C main. And I remember a practice run, probably like Thursday practice or whatever it was. He was watching my car because I remember going down the straightaway and they had a tabletop hill at the very end of it, and I was watching him. He was parked up there for, you know, obviously trying to watch for his guys, but I caught him out of the corner of my eye watching my car. And he watched me for like 2 laps. And the gong, you know, our time was up, and they said what my pace was, and they said what my fast lap was. And I remember stopping and looking over, and maybe it's just maybe it didn't really happen, but I thought that I made eye contact with Gil Losi Sr., and he kind of gave me like a head nod, you know. And then I walked off the stand, you know, pretty happy, and I probably did talk to him at the race at some point, but I remember that specifically from that race. And then the last time that I really got a chance to even mingle with anybody was at the 99 Mod Nats. And at that one I was doing terrible. And I remember that he was parked. This is why I don't when I'm at a track, I try not to watch Emerson's race from where he can see me, because I had a really bad habit of people that I wanted to try to impress. I would look at them instead of looking at my car. And I remember that they were parked in the far corner at M&M watching the race. It was actually Ernie Prevetti, Gil Losi Sr., and I think Bob Novak. They were all together at that time. And it was like my main event, like the I main. And again, doing really terrible. And I remember that I was coming around there, and instead of watching my car, I looked at them, and I bounced off the pipe, and Senior did one of these. He was like, you know, like that. And so I was like, and even then I was like, oh man, was he watching my car? Was he watching me? You know, but here's the thing. I never went up and really talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only time I really ever talked to him was at the 96 Nats at that one moment. But I feel like, and many things in those days that I probably could have tried to make myself stand out more if I would have just went and talked to who I wanted to talk to. I will say, though, that at the 99 Nats, Junior kind of went out of his way to help me a little bit because I kept on asking. I kept bugging him about tires. And he just kept telling me, just keep breaking them in. Keep breaking in your tires. Don't worry about anything else. Keep breaking in your tires. I do remember that. And Richard Trujillo also gave me like 4 of those aluminum motor mounts at that race because they had these massive jumps that I'd never jumped anything that big before, and I kept landing my double X. I kept landing on the motor guard, and I kept bending those damn things because I didn't know how to jump these giant jumps. I was really bad at it, and because at home we didn't have giant jumps like that, you know. But anyways, so that's my story. And, you know, when I got into RC, I went to the hobby store, and beyond the Punky Brewster thing and my friend Chris Catlett showing me an RC car action, after that, when my mom took me to Bel Air Hobbies to get an RC car, and I got talked out of an RC10 and was given a Tamiya car instead. When it was time to race, when I really wanted to race, when it was time to actually buy a race car, I wasn't going to let a hobby store do that again. Like, I was going to make sure I got what I want. I got the car that I wanted, and the car I wanted was a JRX Pro. So when we went to S&K, I think, in Topeka, you know, the guys down there actually were like, "Oh yeah, totally get this car." You know, they were super stoked that I was buying one, but the JRX Pro is the car that I wanted, and I almost felt like it was destiny in a way, you know, that I didn't get that RC10 back then. I had to wait another couple of years before I got, you know, this car. And that's why I'd always been kind of a TLR fanboy pretty much a majority of my life, you know, and chasing the dream of being a TLR driver throughout the 90s was, you know, part of the reason why I kept racing, I kept traveling, because I wanted to find a way to get into that group. You know, when you went to the Nats and you saw the TLR camp, I wanted to be in there, you know? And so the last time that I got rejected, I was like, well, screw this. Why am I doing this? And I basically quit. And I got talked into coming back. I got talked into coming back with a different car, and it never even occurred to me to run a different brand. But in the end, it all worked out. I ended up with a legit TLR ride in 2006 and had that until 2017. And it was a dream that was put in place because of that. I think part of it was because of that experience that I had at the 96 Nats, and how easy it was to mingle with guys like Gil Losi Sr. at that race. You know? It's just something that I wanted to be a part of. So, I don't know. It's makes me sad, for sure. I think he sold the company at the right time.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, as far as racing goes, you know, they got their world championship in 97 at the ranch of all places, you know? I mean, what a story that is, you know, where Team Losi kind of started, you know, that's where they got their first, you know, world championship. So I don't know. That's why I get so weird when we used to be able to hang out with Junior, because guy's like a freaking hero to me.
Yeah.
It's
you
know, it's like It's like being able to hang out with freaking Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I never met Pops, but I was pretty good friends with Gil. So,
Yeah.
or with Junior, rather.
Yeah. Um, you got I'd like to see more of his collection, his car collection.
Juniors
No, seniors.
or seniors, yeah.
Like real
That
cars.
Indy car he owned is sitting in his. I think there's a room for it in his house.
Yeah. That'd be
Because
pretty.
that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Junior told me that was just something he always wanted to do.
I remember when that was a big
The-
deal. I mean, that was in the magazines like, hey, Team Losi is sponsoring an Indy car.
No, they owned an Indy car.
Oh, they owned an Indy car. Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was
owned
just a
that thing.
sponsorship.
I don't think
Oh,
so. I think
man.
they owned it.
Oh, my
I think
God.
he owned it. There's no engine in that car.
Oh,
Because you leased the engine, or at least back then you did.
what did Bob call it when we hung out with him? 90s money.
Yeah, that was well that Charlie said that.
Yeah.
Swanka, he said, "This isn't new money. This is '90s money right
Yeah.
here." Because when we walked out in the backyard to get on Bob's yacht,
This is what
Here's
one
boat,
this is
whatever.
what 1 million cyclones can do.
yeah, in the pool, and there's kegs everywhere. There's like a fully stocked everything everywhere.
Yeah.
It's great. Love Bob's old house because he doesn't live there anymore, right?
I don't know. I don't know what after the Novak thing. I kind
I
of
don't
feel
think
bad.
so.
I kind of lost touch, to be honest with you.
He remembered me. That's cool.
No, dude, he's
Sharp.
Andy Barrett put in $5. He said I like how confident Alex is, so that's who I'm betting on.
Ooh,
So we're up to $11.
nice.
So we'll see. But anyways, man, the news sucks, and I just wanted to give my story of meeting that man.
Yeah.
Kind of what TLR or Team Losi kind of meant for me. It was
Mhm.
It was definitely something to chase. Like I was going to a lot of races and doing bad at a lot of races, trying to finally break through and
Mm-hmm.
get noticed a little bit. Because we didn't have, there was no social media back then. You had to actually like win a race. Like you had to actually do something. Not
You do stuff on the track, not off the track.
Yeah. So, anyways, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Renault just commented that his track live streamed yesterday, and we could have watched him. Well, I need to know what. Put up here what track you're on, and I'll go back and I'll look for it next time.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to talk about locally. Just we didn't really race Saturday, which is fine. I actually kind of enjoyed the date. Here's what happened for all of you guys that are watching that are not from Nebraska. Basically, everybody thinks we're going to be a national championship football team until we actually play the game. So, so probably the first quarter we still thought that. So basically, the whole city of Omaha essentially shuts down. We had one of our slowest Saturdays in 3 years. Saturday, and there's a few guys that came to the track, and we put it to use. I kind of did like a impromptu. What do you call that when you get people to come and you kind of teach them stuff?
Oh,
like a
class,
like a track class type day.
Mm-hmm.
But So I put some cones out and kind of a couple of the kids that were there. There's this kid named Max that he races Plex Spec, and I was trying to show them state of the inside of the cone. Got to slow down a little bit and aim for this spot. And I think that worked out okay. It was kind of fun. It was the track was still really good from Friday night, because Friday night we did race. We had maybe 30 entries, and we were. I'm running races now on Friday nights again, so we were blowing the track off in between rounds, and the track just kept getting better and better. And I ended up running my mod buggy just to get some track time, and I ended up starting a lap down in the main. And because I was the only one running mod, of course. I just wanted to run golds all night, treaded golds with that TDK sauce just to see how it felt. Felt really good.
Yeah.
It wasn't fast. Yeah. It wasn't as fast as Slicks, but the track I don't think was slick quality that night. Yeah. Like I said, maybe by the main, I probably could have ran Slicks if I wanted to, but I didn't have any of my new ones mounted up yet, so I just ran my gold treads, and boy, it's pretty good. I mean, a super comfy car to drive. The track was nice and clear of any debris, and it was a good race. It was fun. This weekend is our swap meet. So I've got 5 people signed up right now to have a table. And I actually went through because I'm going to be selling some stuff just 'cause I have so much shit like in my house, in my man cave, that I just it just accumulates, just piles and piles of RC crap everywhere. And so I went through and I got a lot of electronics from some trades and buys that I've done where I've stripped the electronics but flipped the car and that sort of thing. So I went through and tested them all. And then I kind of like made a list of everything I had. I've got like $1,500 worth of used stuff that if I get what I want for it, is going to be there.
Yeah. I posted some servos and a 8-scale system and a battery on 402 Club the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. See if we get any bites.
I was going to sell my fire team, and turns out that one of the kids at the Plex is going to buy it, so I don't have to bring it, which is nice. Supposed to pay for it tomorrow, actually.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. A little extra money going into the Hoosier trip bank.
Yeah. Wish I could sell that 8-scale stuff so I could pay for my
Phoenix,
Arizona trip.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. So we got that, but we still have Family Friday this week. So there will still be racing if you want to get some racing in. Then we've got one more club race. No, we don't. Because yes, we do. Yes, sorry. One more club race after that on the 10th, and then the TCS race, followed by the Summer Series Finals.
Nice.
And then the following week, I'm actually going to be at Hoosier, so Tommy Smith is going to be running races Friday and Saturday.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I think we got it kind of figured out. So Saturday's going to be a good day. It's going to be open track, and the swap meet stuff, we're going to have some demos again, like we did last time. I'm going to try to talk Logan into bringing the big jump. We're going to have the sumo table out. So, dude, yeah, it's going to be a good time this weekend. I did post the Techno Series generic flyer because Mike Garrison, again, is he's also in the hospital recovering from an injury. So he's unavailable to do our flyers right now. So I had to get something out because it's starting to get close. Like just for me, I can kind of feel, 2 months doesn't feel like 2 months, but it feels more like, a couple of weeks to me.
Yeah.
But I got our big changes out there for the no sponsor drivers in Sportsman. Sportsman drivers cannot race expert. And adding E-Truggy. So that'll be fun. Hopefully that keeps the numbers down a little bit. Adding E-Truggy is going to bring some back, but I think I don't think it's going to be as much as the 30 or 40 entries we got from people running both. You know, I guess we'll see.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah. And then what's coming up? 8-scale Worlds in Spain.
Yeah. So isn't it like on that plaster type
That
surface?
giant track.
Yeah.
It's a mix of everything. It's got dirt, plaster, the concrete, brick.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Mayfield did TQ that world.
Yeah.
Is it 2015?
Mayfield's TQ'd quite a few worlds, hasn't he? Didn't he? He TQ'd the one in Italy with the Losi car, and then
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
and then broke
He
the
had a servo
servo.
break.
Didn't he TQ the one in way back in like 08 when it was in the States?
Yeah, I thought, dude, he'd have won if that engine didn't blow a plug.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. I wouldn't count him out. Like, you listen to a lot of the other podcasts, nobody picks him as a winner. It's like, dude, it's Mayfield.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even have to TQ. Like, all these 8-scale races he's won this year, he hasn't TQ'd any of them, I don't think.
That's true. Also, at the Worlds, if you TQ, don't you still have to run in the semi?
I don't know.
I know at the Roarnats, they made it if you TQ, you don't have to run a semi, but a lot of the guys do. Maybe they don't. I thought that you could if you wanted to get the track time.
I don't know.
Because you'd be in a disadvantage to the guys that didn't, or something. I don't know, something like that. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you.
But I know I believe quite a few or everybody's going to ship out here like Monday. Today?
Yeah, for the Worlds.
This week, Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I think they're all shipping out sometime this week. Oh, my phone. It's good to have this race back.
Oh, yeah. Man, I hope Ryan gets it. That'd be cool. And for Jason, you know.
I know. I hear you. And I think that I thought that Ryan's been on such a roll all throughout this COVID stuff. And then once we started racing, it didn't take very long, but once we got back to racing here in the States, it's been pretty clear that he's been the most consistent and has won probably more races in that time period than anybody else. It's almost like being a Nebraska fan. I would also like to see Tebow find a way to win this thing, not just for him, but also for Techno.
Yeah.
But there's also some international drivers that like I think is it Juan Carlos that runs Techno now? And that's his home track, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
the Techno cars might work pretty good on the multi-surface, but I think the Mugans would too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't seen an 8-scale Worlds on a multi-surface track before.
Well,
I can't think of another one.
It was a while ago, but what about wasn't it in Finland? Was it in Finland where they had that it was another crazy track with crazy elevation? You basically drove up a hill and there was turf, dirt, oil, and brick. Which one was that?
8-scale?
8-scale. Jared was racing Kyosho at the time.
Who won that one? Was it Cody King?
No, that was in Thailand.
Okay.
I believe a European won this one, but I can't remember his name.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to go back and find it. Or if you're in the comments and you know the answer, let us know.
Yeah, super chat and let us know.
Yeah, super chat and let us know. See, David Fast knows what I'm talking about. It had bricks, turf, metal bridge, some other stuff.
David Fast, look it up for us, would you?
Yeah, David Fast, be our ombudsman and look it up
Yeah.
for us.
He'll be like our Rogan Jamie. We'll be like, David, when was like you want to pull that for me? Did we just get canceled because I mentioned Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan? No, why would we get canceled? Everybody loves Joe Rogan.
I'm kidding. It's trying to be funny.
IFMAR World Championship winners. I've actually looked this up before. Oh, there's a Wikipedia page for IFMAR. See, this is stuff I should have looked up beforehand.
Yeah, it was more fun this way.
Yeah. IFMAR Worlds. Hey, Beavis. There's 4-wheel drive. Oh, this is 10 scale. Oh, that's the 10 scale. Gosh darn it. Hold on. Oh, dude, speaking of which, new episodes of Beavis and Butthead are on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I've watched.
Holy crap, dude. So
really
funny.
funny.
So funny.
The one where they're in college is like my favorite one. Dude, I don't know if I can say what they were saying.
You
It's
probably,
really fun.
yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I think that was the one where Battle, Robert. I think that was one that he won.
Maybe.
I think.
Okay.
Because Tsushihara won the one that was in the States. Cody King won when it was in Indonesia. I think that was Robert Battle won the one I'm thinking of, the race I'm thinking of, and I think it was in Finland.
2012?
Yeah, that sounds right. And then Tessman won Italy. Ronifolk won Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas was in 16, though.
Yeah. It's a hot minute ago.
Did Tessman win Vegas?
What?
No, Tessman won Italy, right?
Yeah, he won the one that Mayfield broke the servo.
Right. And then it was Ronifolk in
16.
In 16. So this is missing 2018. Oh, 18 was Australia. Who won in Australia? It was the kid, David.
David
right?
Ronifolk.
No.
Or no, Davide.
Davide. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we're not technically in, I mean, we're an everything show, but we're not an 8 scale oriented show. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, kind of are, but kind of aren't, kind of are.
We're kind of just about everything.
Yeah, we're just like cool, yeah.
Yeah, we're totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're super sweet. I'm trying to see where that one was at. Oh, well. You know what? Sushi Hara's got his own Wikipedia page?
Mm-mm.
That's pretty rad.
I wonder if I have one.
You don't.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
That's fine.
I should make my own.
Yeah.
Manage it. Check me out my Wikipedia. People just like go in there and change a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Be like, Will Brenton actually has 3 butt cheeks.
Jared Tebow's got a Wikipedia page.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Wish I had one.
I know that for sure.
Not good enough to have one, I guess.
It was in the Netherlands. No, it
Netherlands,
wasn't. No,
huh?
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Hang on. It wasn't in the Netherlands. Boy, I'm wasting a lot of time trying to find this.
I thought David Fast was on it.
Yeah. Nope, it's not on there yet. Where is it? Internal combustion off-road, there's Perth. Internal combustion off-road, there's Vegas. There's Messina, that's Tessman. Argentina, no. Boy, this must have gone. This must have gone even.
2010.
2010 was Pattaya. That's Cody King's. I remember that because I was up watching it at like 4 a.m. in the morning. It was ridiculous.
And 12 was the one that Robert Battle won, right?
Yes, but that was in Argentina.
Yeah, that was a dirt track. I thought.
It
I didn't think it
was. It
was
was a dirt,
multi-surface.
but wasn't the Argentina one? Wasn't that the one? No, it was Italy, the one that had like a concrete subsurface, right?
Yeah, that was the plaster track or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
And then the because Diamond Bars was the
Mm-hmm.
tire to run.
So there's
Uh,
Charlotte. There's
what was the
Indonesia.
'06 Worlds?
Oh six is
That
where
was a
Pavitas won. That was in Jakarta at that giant, like massive track with hardly any jumps.
huh.
And it had like tires for the corners, like painted tires.
Huh.
Boy,
Or-
oh no, wait, here's one in Sweden. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking about. But
Are you think
that goes back a long ways.
Are you thinking of like that electric 10 scale like Euros where they ran what was it? The control tire was Proline calipers. That weird three
Maybe I'm
pin
thinking of the
tire.
Kyosho Masters. Wasn't there a Kyosho Masters thing that was going on
Could have
for a
been.
while and it was a whole bunch of Kyosho drivers getting together? Maybe I'm thinking
They
of
still
that
have
track.
that, I thought. I thought they still had that.
I thought so too. I got the
What
list. I got
who's
the
to
list here.
say?
Maybe it was a Sweden track. I'm gonna have to Google that tonight when I get home.
Yeah.
Stop screwing around, wasting our time.
Yeah, you screw around too much.
I screw around too much. I don't know. Boy, the world's is such a tough thing because it used to be like the Americans would go in and Americans would be like, yeah, we're America. Yeah, we dominate. And then that doesn't
Yeah.
happen anymore. Like that doesn't happen at all anymore. There's so many
Yeah.
good drivers that are outside of the United States now, especially in 8 scale off-road, that I don't think you can, especially now, because it's the first Worlds event we've had post-COVID. And we haven't had that group of drivers together in one spot since 2019. So I think it's really hard to I think it's going to be really hard for somebody to just say, oh, well, these guys are going to dominate, because I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna pick another guy I'm not a fan of, you know.
True. You got your
It's like
Rana Falk, Ungaro.
yeah. I think that it's between Mayfield or Davide, honestly. As far as a 8 skill program with a lot of reliability and proven performance behind it, I would go with them.
Yeah.
Ronafalk's running the Miyako, which it's a good car. They just won the
The
what was it? The
Euros?
Euros with it.
Yeah.
They just won the Euros with it. But, before that they kept having a lot of really weird issues, like
Mm.
fuel line coming off and I don't know. But hey, maybe they got all the bugs worked out and nothing bad can happen. But who knows?
It's nitro.
Yeah, right.
Dumb stuff happens
Exactly.
for no
So,
reason.
or like didn't Ronald Folk have like a clutch come loose or something at one point and at another race and it took him out? I can't remember.
Yeah.
So I mean those are things to think about and I'd like to see an all-American podium. That'd be cool. But
Yeah. Of course,
it's kind of like
Dakota's been on such a roll, at least I mean,
it could be Dakota's turn. I don't know.
he's done better at finishing races. So I just think that especially in qualifying, I think Dakota will be right there as always. Even Cavallari, dude, Cavallari's on a resurgence, and I think he's feeling a lot more comfortable with
in electric
not
10
just
scale, yeah.
not just his program, but just in general.
Yeah. I would I'd say, I mean, okay, so the main's an hour long, right? Is that correct? For the Worlds, it's an hour long main.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, reliability is going to be a factor, and some of the guys that we're talking about don't have the greatest reliability track record.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but
No.
if Mayfield gets out front, it's kind of all over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got the best engines, arguably the best one of the best 8 scale platforms. Like, I'd like to see it happen for him.
Yeah.
Because then that would give him an 8 scale or world's title in all off-road 10 scale classes, wouldn't it? Yeah. He just needs to be watching The Last Dance, like the Michael Jordan movie or whatever, that series. He needs to be watching that like on repeat, like if he's wrenching. Like that'll get you so fired up. That's what I do when I get fired up. I just have The Last Dance on.
Fasty just super chatted us $2. He says, "Look at chat, have a drink." You don't have your chat up, do you? Because you don't have your laptop. We'll go back through, but apparently Jackson and David have been going back and forth, and then I don't know what this means, so I'm not going to say it on the thing because I've been burned by that before by David. I'm gonna look up what that means. Hang on. Going back to the phone.
Okay.
This is very entertaining stuff tonight.
Oh yeah.
I'm going back to the phone.
What?
Hang on.
Okay. Look up chat. What were we talking about?
Better TV, BT Better TV. That's what I'm getting on my thing. So hopefully that's what it is.
Margie put me down for $1. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, nice.
$2
nice.
super chat.
What's an emote? An emoji?
An emoji? An emodium?
Yeah. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, okay. So there you go. Yeah, dude. Anyways, going back. Again, I know what you're saying. I think in all of our heads, I bet you that's who we have lingering up there as top dog going into this world, just because of the track record from the last couple of years. So I agree. There's also just a couple more from my end sentimental favorites that I would like to see do well or even win, just to get it over with, you know. And that's why Tebow's on that list for me.
Yeah, and of course I'd like to see Jared win. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's one of my favorite pro drivers. You know, but
Techno's got the new car.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all. I guess we'll see. Starts on the 3rd. Starts Saturday. With probably 3 days of practice. I guess I didn't look at the schedule, but from my FMAR experience in 2016, they sure do like their practice.
Yeah. So like, is the main gonna be in the middle of the week then?
Yeah.
Huh. Is it always?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
But I think the race it's got to be a week long. I think. So
long week.
Yeah, 13.
Probably 5
wait,
days.
3rd through the 10th?
Oh my God.
No, it'll be on Saturday. The main will be on Saturday because the 10th is a Saturday. So it'll probably be our Sunday night or Sunday morning. Our Sunday morning. I remember Thailand. I remember that now. When Cody King won. I bet you the main's maybe in Europe, so maybe it will be Saturday. I bet you it'll be Saturday. Saturday morning, maybe. Here.
Yeah.
Not there, but here. So there you go. We got a super chat for the pot.
Oh, how much?
From $5 from Riley Filbert.
Oh, really? Who's gonna win?
He says will by a lap. And then he puts he's not old yet.
Oh.
So there you go. So we're up to $16.
Oh wow.
That's enough. That's enough to go out and eat with.
We're not gonna get done early enough though.
What? Oh yeah. You're
On the
right.
finals day?
You're on the
It's gonna
finals
be a
day.
late
Yeah,
night.
you're right. It's just gonna be a late night. Dang it.
It's gonna be a late night.
We got in. Speaking of which, before we'll take a pivot break and then we'll come back and get to comments. Maybe I'll talk about Friday a little bit too. But we got in all the door prizes from Team Associated, so all the kits are here, and she even hooked me up with a box of goodies. So I got a bunch of T-shirts and some bags. I think there's some charger bags and stuff in there.
Hell yeah!
We did get some stuff from Proline in the mail. Got some leftover awards from the J Concepts race, so that's always good. That'll help fill it in. And then, holy crap, dude, Paul and Bew, the box I got from Gravity RC, like half of the people could get Gravity RC stuff. Just he just loaded us up with like sensor wires and little bottles. I mean, stuff that people can actually use. I love those door prizes because I hate giving out stuff like that people can't use. Like Tegan for the J Concepts race, Tegan sent these like red cups that say Tegan on it. And I mean, that's cool and all, but what are you gonna use that for? You know?
Oh.
I like glue, and servo tape is a good one. I like to try to get for everybody, and wings.
Mm-hmm.
Wings are always good because everybody breaks wings. So
yeah, solder's
good. Yeah, yep, you're right. Bullet plugs, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
All right, let's go to let's do our pivot break now, and then we'll come back and finish us off with comments, and I'll talk about Friday night racing while we're at it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Yeah! This is a Pivot Lending Update with David Olson and Don Zoller. Get some.
This is David Olson with Pivot Lending Group. Today we have Brian Tattaviano, who is the CEO and owner of Pivot Lending Group. Brian, thanks for joining.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
For the listeners, the 5 C's of lending: credit capacity, capital, conditions, and character. So those are kind of the 5 blended. But Brian and I work with a lot of financial institutions, whether it's credit unions or community banks, that do a lot of character lending. As things change and pivot in the near future, I think there's opportunities for people that are listening that you may see something on TV or on the radio or on a podcast or something like that says, hey, we're XYZ mortgage company from all across the United States, call us, boom, boom, boom. But I think if you're in one of those situations, before you start to look at maybe programs that are coming up to help put you in a position to purchase the home, that you maybe reach out to your financial institution, if it's a community bank or a credit union, because there is a lot of character lending that still hangs with those people, goes a long way. I mean, we do a lot of originating for credit unions and community banks. We always have. And I'm hoping that the credit unions that still have the spirit of the credit union, there are some credit unions that are larger than most banks that I know. But some of the smaller credit unions that are the epitome of that spirit are there to help.
Well, credit unions never engaged in subprime lending as defined by the industry. They never did it. What they did was common sense loans. If they had been a member for 20 years and they got a divorce and their credit score went down, they would still look at a loan, a car loan, an equity loan, whatever it was, because they had the relationship. And that character piece, albeit subjective, it's a big part.
Yeah.
It's a big part of how credit unions and community banks, for that matter, how they lend. It's about the relationship. It's about working both sides of the balance sheet, which is assets and liabilities, which is the complete reverse for the financial institution. Your asset is their liability and your liability is their asset. So if you can swing, if you're comfortable with the payment, buy a house. Because long term, it doesn't matter what today does. It doesn't matter what rates are at today. You can refinance very easily from a 30-year to a 30-year. Equity prices, historically speaking, take all the noise out, trend upward. May not be 18% per year, but it will increase as far as value is concerned over a long period of time. One of the best forms of creating wealth is buy-in through the equity in your home. I don't suggest that you go out and you buy a ton of investment properties, but a primary residence is yours. It's a good way to be able to justify. And I know that's easier said than done, but to Dave's point, as the market cools on the real estate side, 3% down 5% down mortgages will be looked at again. You won't have to go in as a cash buyer. You can go in with lower down payment. But over the grand 10, 15, 20-year period of time, owning a home is a phenomenal investment.
Let me know if I can help. Give me a call, 402-881-5951. Shoot me a text. Just make sure that you put your name on there and the best way to reach you, whether it's via text or email. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
David Olson, NMLS 16099. Don Zoller, NMLS 277589. Pivot Lending, NMLS 109995.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Did you see the video of Tebow's two boys racing at Fastlane this weekend? It's weird because the last time I talked to him about his kids racing, kind of like me and Emerson, like I've never tried to force Emerson into racing or been like, trying to pressure him or anything like that. And the last time that I talked to Tebow about this, they said his middle kid really wasn't into it, but his youngest was. And and now they've both been at the track and I think it's Cole, that his middle one. That's like he actually was doing pretty good. Just watching the video.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. That'll be a force to be reckoned with if his kids end up wanting to do that more as they get older.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So yeah. We got a super chat from Wade Boyd from, I think he's from Colorado if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember where all you guys are from, but anyways, Winter Series E-Truggy. Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. This freaking rocks. So
Nice. How much was the super chat for?
$5.
Margie put me down for $2.50.
I think Logan Prismanis is really looking forward to E-Truggy, and I think Steve Wall got one. I know John Haas got one. So I think E-Truggy is going to be at least probably, I bet you 2 heats of E-Truggy.
Yeah.
Will work
That's cool.
out. Let's talk about Friday real fast. Just I don't want to bore you to death, but Friday was pretty fun actually. Kind of a typical late summer, kind of over it turnout, I guess. Except we did have 2 heats of Plex Spec. There was 16 of them. And I think that we'll start to see Plex Spec really start to pick back up again as a lot of the summer activities and stuff kind of get over with. And there's a lot of new faces and stuff again, which is always great because that just that means that we're still building. We're still having, we're not scaring anybody away, which is always good. But we had so 28 entries. I think I took a couple outs. So I know at one point we're at 30 something. But I'm just gonna give a big shout out here to the girls, because they kicked everybody's butt Saturday or Friday. So Ariana Smith got the TQ in a win. It was her birthday, by the way. She's 12 years old now.
Nice.
Isabella McMullen was second, and Emily Bagley was third. And Alex Eichler was just kind of stuck in that fourth place. He would kind of get there and then not. So, but still, he was close. So the girls, it was a girls' night. All 3 of them, 1, 2, 3, podium, girl podium, Plex Spec.
Yeah.
Yahweh Penna was 5th. Nick Petrick was 6th. Will Fenton was 7th, and Robert Klein was 8th in the A main. We had 16 of them. I split them up 8 and 8.
Nice.
So that was a good time. To me, like I've always said, Friday nights is a beginner night. So it's Family Friday Off-Road. We focus more on Plex Spec and the beginner crowd. So even if we don't have any other class other than a heat or even a 2 of Plex Spec, to me that's a success. It's if it was the other way around, we didn't have any Plex Specs and we only had like hardcore stock buggy guys on a Family Friday Off-Road, I'd be concerned. So, but I'm not, because 16 is fine. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Four-wheel drives, you had Dave Kaziski, Josh McMullen, and Nick Petrick taking first, second, third. Tommy came in late running his mod four-wheel drive. He started a lap behind as well. I made him start a lap back. So that made it interesting. Officially, he lost to Dave by 0.2 of a second.
Ooh.
But he was running mod. And then, this is so dumb. Tommy and I both had stock slashes, so we raced stock slash together. I was hoping we'd have more. And hey, speaking of which, there's 14 people watching now, but everybody should have a stock slash. I've said this for many years, but Friday nights would be a fun night to continue to race stock slash. And you can't care about what happens in stock slash. That's like rule number 1. Like whatever happens in stock slash doesn't matter. So I would wait. I'd like let Tommy pass me, and then I'd line up and just destroy him on the end of the straightaway. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
He did win though by a 0.1 of a second. It's kind of funny because we would screw around, and then the last lap we're like, oh, it's the last lap. We better actually race. So it's pretty fun. It was a really good time actually. And then in two-wheel drive, again, I started a lap down because I qualified with a 14, and they all qualified with a fast 12. So I started a lap back. Emerson came in late. He had to work. No, he didn't. He just showed up. He drove himself, and he just showed up and said, "Can I race?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So he started 6th. He ended up taking the win in stock buggy. Josh McMullen got 2nd, Dave Kaziski 3rd, Alex Eichler was 4th, and Isabel McMullen was 5th. And I ran mod, so officially I won. But, my fast lap was only a 26.7. I mean, that's 2 seconds slower. But my car felt wonderful. Like the gold compound treaded tires I was running felt amazing. But it wasn't fast. It was really weird. But there just wasn't enough cars to really lay down anything.
Yeah.
So that was our Friday night. It was really fun. It was a nice, easy night, and got to drive my car, which I'm always happy about. I got to keep driving so that I can do good at Hoosier. And yeah, it's gonna be a busy week. Summer series. Then I work for 2 days, and then I'm driving 12 hours. Then practice right away. Thursday, Friday racing, Saturday racing, Sunday mains. Turn around, try to get back by Monday night. And then then go back to it on Tuesday.
Yeah, there you go.
And then that Saturday, the 8th, is my 25th high school reunion, and then the 9th is the enduro. That Sunday. So you're gonna come up for that? You're gonna be on our team. I've been tweaking my RB10. It works pretty good.
9th of September?
9th of October.
Oh, maybe.
You, me, and Emerson.
Okay.
Dominate.
Yeah.
It's an RB10.
I'm sure I could make it.
It drives different.
Are we just going to run it with slicks on it?
I'll probably just run it with all the old tires I have.
Oh, okay.
So, that's kind of the last hurrah for dirt, because that following week we're right into the syndicate officially on the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm building a carpet car starting tonight when I get home.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got a B6-4 with some goodies in it.
There you go. That's what you need.
All right, let's go through the comments, then we'll be done. Kind of quick one tonight. Not much to go over other than what we talked about. So,
yeah.
What have we had on here? We had OG Outdoor Bros, Peter Renault, Nick Petrick, Will Fenton. I don't know why I say Fenton. I don't know. There's some names I just pronounce funny, like my dad.
Yeah.
Corey says Will's looking cute.
Thank you.
Jacob Hill says hello from the Oregon coast.
Corey who?
Jacob Hill? Oh, you mean looking cute Tannehill?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Corey.
Thanks, Corey. Thank you. Jason Haley put -500.
Oh.
Oh.
What -500?
For your scooter. He was making making a joke.
Negative 500.
Negative 500.
Mm-hmm.
Corey says his last girlfriend worked for USPS. They offer all the hours you want and don't care about overtime pay. You can make like $85,000 easy.
Huh. So you're saying that guy probably has the money for it.
Cody Mosier. I refuse to believe Will and Alex are not doctors.
That's funny.
That's pretty funny. Steve RC, is there going to be Omahawk's Labor Day show again? There is. In fact, they just posted something on their Facebook I saw, and is Hobbytown going to be there? So I was planning on it, and I've gone to that thing probably at least 10 years straight now, either as a spectator or as a participant, especially the last 3 years since I started flying. Kip will be there. Kip's already taken a bunch of his planes home and worked on them to make sure that they actually fly. But I'm probably not going to be there this time. Emerson and I both had the day off, and at least I think he does most of the day. And I know he doesn't have school, but we might go to Lincoln and fish, dude. There's 2 spots that we've been wanting to go to before it gets cold. So I think we're going to take that day and go down there.
Okay.
Fish these 2 spots. So I'm going to let you know.
What day is that?
Monday, Labor Day.
Okay.
So
I don't know what we're doing.
September 5th or whatever it is. So, I heard it purr. Is it purring?
Oh yeah. Look at this cat. Like, he can just play with his fingers or his toes or whatever. He does not care. He's such a good boy.
He's like Finn. I can do whatever I want to Finn. He didn't give a crap. Part of it's because he's too fat. Can't do anything anyways.
Yeah. He carries stuff around in his mouth. I love it. It's the cutest thing ever.
That's what Roxy does.
I've never had a cat that really did that
really?
before.
Roxy, I keep finding, so if I leave little plastic baggies out or something, Roxy will she will absolutely grab them and take them upstairs and hide them. Gretchen always finds them and puts them in a little cup, and then I got to take them back downstairs. So that's pretty funny. Let's see. Let's see. Peter Renault. It's like you're choosing between your side pieces when you're talking about which one of us are going to win next Saturday. Or 3 Saturdays from now.
Yeah.
With all the kickstarts he's on, he can probably see into the future. Plus, he's the dude making the track, but he's got bad luck. I don't know if I've got bad luck.
Was that a haiku?
Andy says even blind squirrels get a nut sometimes. That's pretty funny. Andy says, other than Fastlane for the winter invite last year, this will be TJ's first big race outside of the Plex. We're ready to go. So TJ, Dalton, Bender, and then I just found out that Andrew Thomas is going. So you got our 4 fast independent drivers are going to be there.
That'll be cool.
Dude, that's going to be that mod class and those mod mains are going to be freaking sick, dude. And I get to spectate. I don't have to announce. I just get to sit there and watch.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Not excited for the drive, but I'm excited nonetheless. David Fast says, no, not the Came. Don't mention the onside kick. Trust me. I don't think you're not a Nebraska fan, right?
I don't know. No, I doubt it.
You just don't really have an opinion.
Yeah. It's like, what is it? Like, we almost always almost win.
I love that shirt. I need to get those. It's like, I've never been in an abusive relationship, but I imagine that this is probably what it's like.
It is.
Where you get built up, and then you're just completely let down or punched in the face. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That first quarter, I was going nuts because we were at 14-3, and I'm like, finally, here we go. This is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. And then the next thing you know, you're like, oh, Jesus. Here we
It's
go.
like, what are you doing?
I'm like, here we
What
go.
are you doing?
This is where it all starts to go south. And it did.
Yeah.
And then the second quarter, we're up by 2 scores again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, finally, this is what I'm talking about. Let's finish this thing. And then that happened, the onside kick thing. And then it just went downhill from there. And you're just left there like, what the heck just happened? Why do I do this to myself every single year?
Yeah.
I know why I do, because I was at 72nd and Dodge in 1997. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So the last time the Nebraska won the championship, I was there. I was at 72nd and Dodge with all my high school friends, walking in the middle of 72nd and Dodge, just living it up. It was an incredible feeling. Incredible sense of camaraderie, and you want that back. We haven't had it since. It's like if we go to a bowl game, people are going to be at 72nd and Dodge hooting and hollering. If we get that if we ever get to 6 wins again, that 6th win, people are going to be down there cheering.
Dude.
That's why.
What do you think they're going to do? You think they're going to get rid of Frost?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His payout gets cut in half October 1st. That's when it's going to happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. Even if we somehow beat Oklahoma, I don't see him. Unfortunately, I don't see him keeping his job. The problem is who else are you going to get? That's the thing I keep going. Like, well, okay, great. Who else is out there? People are saying Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer's kind of a scumbag, dude. I don't know if he'd fit in Nebraska. You know?
But is he capable of winning a national championship?
Probably.
Okay, and who cares what his personal moral standards are?
But that's why.
Wait a minute. How is he a scumbag?
Well,
Does he like cheat on his wife and stuff, or what?
possibly.
Because Frank Solich did that.
I know. And Bo Pelini cussed at his players and had a temper, and
Yeah, I liked old Bo though.
I loved Bo Pelini. It's just that the it's such a weird dynamic being a Nebraska fan in any way. Anyway, enough football. I'm sure people aren't. Not everybody here is from.
We're down to like
Nebraska. Yeah, we're down to. Oh god, they're talking about. This is a sports show now. This is bullcrap. To be honest with you, I don't really give a crap about most sports.
It's like Jim Rome.
Yeah.
We're like Jim
God.
Rome.
When I was in high school, I was part of the radio and TV program at OPS, and we had my senior year, my classmates, they did a mock like sports show, and I chose to do a mock like radio DJ show. So, but every once in a while they needed a fake guest, so I would go in and be a fake guest.
Mm-hmm.
And try to pretend like I knew what I was talking about. Although I kind of did. I mean, I used to be a big NFL fan when I was
You'd be
younger.
like a fan. You'd be a pretend fan.
Yeah. But
You're
if
like,
it's
all
not,
right, we got the fan here. Fan, what do you?
But see, that's nowadays. If it's not racing, but I don't even like NASCAR anymore. So it's like, it's got to be a certain kind of racing, mostly motocross, supercross. You know, I don't even get to watch stuff that I like even anymore, like rally or anything like that. I don't even get to watch F1. I kind of got away from F1 because I don't get to watch it.
I've been watching NASCAR because we bet on it every week at work.
Really?
Yeah. I won last week. I won $50.
Nice.
And then this week I didn't win. That's okay.
All right, moving on. Peter Renault's track is Spark, SPARC. So if you get on Live RC, check on that. If you're a bonus lap member, you can get into their catalog. We're eventually gonna have. I'm gonna stop live streaming with my phone on race days. I'm gonna start using a separate computer. I just got to get that figured out. The test didn't go very well because the computer is super slow. I kind of knew that, but I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to like actually physically test it.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Dinger, everyone thinks Husker football is going great until our souls are crushed again. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, every time.
Definitely should have gone racing. We had the TV on, and it was on Fox, so you got to watch your soul getting crushed right in front of you.
Yeah.
Did we have a mini
full day?
Yeah. Did we didn't have any trucks at all on this Friday, which was kind of weird. But there's a few guys again that weren't there. Jackson Anderson, what are some tips on building and maintaining an outdoor track? Going to build a backyard track, I believe, is close to the size of the Plex without the oval. Haven't measured anything yet. Don't. So much work. I don't know. Keeping moisture in the track is tough. If you're on an outdoor track, though, soap works pretty good. Don't ever use lime for anything.
Yeah,
don't do that. I don't know why tracks do that, but they do. Don't use lime. Stop using lime. Wood chips. If it rains, wood shavings, wood chips, sawdust, anything like that that can soak up. It's expensive, but what's the other stuff? Peat moss. Peat moss works really good. But don't use lime. When you water, make sure you water the edges. A lot of people forget to, they just water like the line, but you actually want to water around the pipe heavier because it'll help keep your moisture where you want it. I don't know. That's about it that I can think of. It's been so long. But don't use lime. Jackson says, I'm hoping to make the Techno series for hopefully at least 3 or 4 rounds. That'll be cool. Steve RC agrees. Saturday was fun tutorial because with everybody that was there, they kind of actually pushed each other. So that's pretty cool. Is the track open on Labor Day? It will be. I think the store's open 10 to 5 on Labor Day. Then we get into talking about which world's tracks were what and whatever. I'm going to skip all that. And I think that's about it. I'm getting to the bottom here.
Yeah.
Jason Haley, wasn't that a split championship? I mean, wasn't it Michigan and Nebraska? I think you're right.
Oh.
Still.
Yeah.
That was before playoff days. My sister says she didn't get to go. I think my sister was like 12. Right? 85. So you would have been 12. Yeah, you were like 12 years old. Of course you're not going to go. Not at 12. Peters, this is so funny because I was actually going to bring this up because is being a Nebraska college football fan a lot like being a Detroit Lions fan? I would think. Yeah, think in many ways, yes, probably so. Especially the last 20 years, whatever it was, for sure. I was actually going to bring that up earlier. That's so funny. It would have been hard to win a bet at Daytona when it rained. Over half the field was out of the race, at least for the fast guys. I heard about that, where it was like raining on one part of Daytona, but not the other part of Daytona.
Oh, really? I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't either. I don't really care about NASCAR anymore anyway, so. Steve's,
no, I don't. Yeah, I don't either. But I mean, I do, but I don't. I do, but I don't.
Steve Soper says, except Detroit was never good. Trying
funny.
to think of another fan base that likes to think 30 years ago is more like 5-ish. Tennessee and Florida State. Those are 2. Although Florida State's been on the up and up every once in a while, but Tennessee especially. Tennessee hasn't done jack squat since we trounced them in 96. So maybe 99. Didn't they win the 99? They won the 99. Or was that Texas? No, they did win in 99, I think. And then I think after that, Tennessee hasn't done much. Maybe it's like being a Knicks fan. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Keeping moisture will be hard because I'm in town outside of Dallas. We have restrictions on watering until the water tower gets filled. Wow, it's crazy. Yeah. Lots of places in America are going to have restrictions. We just got some rain the last couple of days, so I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, here's one more good question. The rest of them we're just chatting about the other stuff. Where is the best place to look for a used buggy?
8 scale or 10 scale?
Well, I think any of them. I would say Facebook Marketplace has kind of taken over that realm. I always direct people to the more used case. If you just type in your search MHOR used case deals, Chad always has something for sale up there that he's pretty much, I think he either buys and sells or he does in consignment. That's a good one because that's an actual shop that you know is going to have, he's not going to screw you. But yeah, probably Marketplace, probably your best bet. Locally, race stuff doesn't get put on 402 that often. 402 RC Club. But every once in a while you'll see something. I think Sneathen just put up his B61, B74.1 recently, so they pop up every once in a while. I don't know. I think that's it. Not much else really to talk about. You got anything pressing?
Yeah. No, not at the moment. Yeah, not that I can think of.
Okay.
This weekend's Labor Day?
Yep.
Man, where does the time go?
I know. It's going to be cold. Cold sucks.
Yeah.
Not my favorite time of the year coming up. Plus, I always end up like hurting myself somehow. I always end up messing up my back. I think it actually coincides with building the carpet track.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try not to do as much by myself so I don't hurt myself this year.
Yeah, good thinking.
That looks like about it. Steve Soper, I would again try the MHOR used case deals. More used case deals. He always has stuff, especially two-wheel drive buggies. That's one of my favorite sources. So try that. Very quickly, Jackson says, "Here's some news. Cute girl sat next to me in history class, and he didn't say a word. You pansy.
Nah.
Chicks dig confidence, dude."
Yep. They definitely do.
They do. Jackson, there's a so funny. So a model that has modeled Mercedes Terrell. She's modeled some RC car races. She's been like trophy girl in the past, and she was actually a Supercross, Miss Supercross one year. Anyways, she actually hosts. She does a podcast now where they talk about issues like that. Jackson, I think you should find her on Facebook, on the Book Face, and subscribe. Not subscribe, but like the page. And then you can tune in to her podcast where she talks about stuff like that.
Yeah. Aaron is at the upstairs door trying to get Aries to come upstairs. He's sitting here on this chair next to me, like so content.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Here he comes.
Here he comes. Here he goes. All right. That's all I got. We better go. Oh man, that's such a cool cat. I want a black cat.
Look at him go.
Look at him go. All right. Once again, this show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group. You can find them at pivotlending.com. Mention our show to Don Zoller or Aiden Olson's dad. $500 lender credit or 0.125 interest rate will go your way if you go through a home loan or refinance. And that's about it. We're not going to have a show next week because it's the first Monday of the month. If you want to help the channel out, I haven't said this in a while, but become a Patreon member and get a free set of stickers and some other perks. There's some exclusive stuff that gets on Patreon every once in a while. I haven't done a lot lately. I'm really sorry about that, but time has been brutal this summer. So where'd he go? That's weird. Anyways, I guess that's all I got.